One of the key skills you need in the exam to translate one kind of motion graph to another graph. So let's look at this question where we have to translate the position time graph to the velocity time graph. So the question says a graph in the figure shows a position variation of a moving object. This means this is a position and time graph. Draw the graph showing the variation of velocity of the object with time. So it is asking us to draw a VT graph. So I'm going to draw the axes first. So this is 0.5, 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, and 3 roughly. Okay, and we have some velocities here which we are going to predict what it will be and how the shape will look like. So as you can see, this is a inverse parabola graph, which means there is a deceleration. Okay, first thing we observe that there is a deceleration, which means there is a negative acceleration, which means my VT graph is going to be downward sloping, right? So we are just trying to infer that my VT graph will be downward sloping. Okay, so now let's look at what is the velocity looks like at particular key points or the starting points. At this point, if I draw a tangent like that, okay, we have some velocity, right? The slope of the ST graph is going to give us velocity, and that velocity is positive because the slope is between 0 and 90. So I'm going to start somewhere and say my velocity is somewhere around here as a V, or a V starting point at t equal to 0. And then as we gradually move, the slope actually shifts rightward or decreases. And finally, at 1 time t equal to 1, slope becomes 0, which means here the velocity becomes 0. Okay, and that time is 1. So here is a 0. So we just need 1 or 2 points basically to start building our graph. So this is a straight line which is sloping downward, and at t equal to 1, it becomes 0. From there on, if you draw the slope, basically it's a negative slope, which means the value of the velocity is negative. So we have to extend our axis here downward, and that keeps on becoming increasing, right? Increasingly negative and more negative. So it is going to keep on going like that all the way to 2.5, right? So we don't have space. So this is how we translate a position time graph, which was looking like that, to a velocity time graph, which is downward sloping and starting with some velocity. The key is to identify where the velocity will become 0. That will give us the point from where we can draw our line.